Alright, what's up guys? This is Eric back again with Hillsville Herpers today with another video, and this one's going to be a Leopard Gecko setup video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so now I'm going to talk about the tank itself. So this is a Exoterra 40 gallon medium low, and I don't know the dimensions, sorry about that, but I do know it's a 40 gallon for sure. So now we'll talk about how the tank works. So this is the port of entry for the tank. You just put down this little latch right here, and there's two handles right here that you can just open up, and you have this huge port of entry right here, window, and it's great because you don't have to take off the lid, because usually people have things on top of the lids. So I thought, why not just get something where you can just open from the side without having to take everything off the top. So this tank, pretty simple to close. Just close it like this, two doors, and then close the latch. Now we'll talk about the lid. So the lid itself is pretty light. It's made of thin metal, and it has these plastic frames right here. And each part of the lid, to take it off, you have to turn this little half circle in the opposite direction. I think there's 6 total, 2 on the sides and 1 on the other sides. And then the lid just comes right off. But I do have to note that this lid metal part isn't stainless steel, so when you spray it from the top, it will rust over time. So if you do decide to spray it, make sure you wipe it off the water. Alright guys, so this is the inside of the tank, and we're going to start right off the bat with the substrate. So I don't use any kind of loose substrates for my leopard geckos in particular. What this is Zillow's Eco Carpet. This is an environmental friendly carpet that comes in I think 3 different sizes. There's a 10 gallon that comes in brown or green colors, the 20 gallon long that also comes in brown and green, but the 40 gallon, which is this one, only comes in green. So if you want a different color like brown, you're not going to get that for a 40. So I like these because they're relatively low maintenance. They have certain enzymes on them from when you take them out of the package that keep the odor out when they do their business. But if you wash them a lot like me and have multiple copies of them, then they're going to eventually lose the enzymes, but that's okay. As long as you spot clean them and then wash them when you clean the whole tank, it should be fine. And there is relatively no odor, so I think they're great. So now we're going to go right to their bathroom here. So I don't know if it's just all leopard geckos, or at least just the ones that I've owned. They go to the bathroom in one particular area. It's literally like us. We use the bathroom in the bathroom. They don't minimize it to just the whole tank. They just minimize it to this hide right here. Unfortunately, I thought they were going to use it as an actual hide, but they used it as a bathroom on me. So now we'll talk about this. This is their basking platform because it's right under the heat lamp. And I like it because it's from Zilla, but I also like it because they can go under it. And I put the heat pad right under this, and that's from ZoomEd, so they like spending their time there a lot, and it works pretty well as conducting heat when they sit on it. So now we'll get to the middle piece right here. This was kind of something for when we first got them, when they're a lot smaller, so they could actually use this ramp to get up to the top layer and the middle layer. But as they got bigger, they couldn't fit, so now they just spend most of their time right here on this bottom layer. This is definitely just kind of for show at this point. They don't use it that much anymore, but I just like its presence there. So now I have 2 fake plants. One is like a fake succulent that adds some pretty cool decor looks, and the other is a cactus that falls over all the time because they like walking through this area, and most of the time the cactus is in the way. So now for food and water dishes. So this is just a water bowl right here. I don't have the food one in right now, but the food one is exactly the same as this, same color and everything. And this now is the moist hide. So this is I know ZoomEd makes it, but I don't know the exact name, but it's a moist hide. This is the large version in particular. There's a small, medium, and large. And I like these because they work well as a hide, but there is a downside. They're really fragile. They're made out of ceramic, and so they scratch really easily. And if you drop them, you're going to have to definitely get a new one. So it comes in 2 parts, and it's great because it retains moisture really well and holds it in. with the sphagnum moss. So I put wet sphagnum moss on here. I spray it relatively often, and it helps them shed really easily, and it doesn't take them long at all to shed. So yeah, that's that. And now we're gonna get to heating and lighting, and then food. Alright guys, so now we're gonna talk about heating and lighting. So this right here is I think that's made by Fluckers. It's just a normal lamp, a heat lamp, and it works really well because it's really durable. It has a really wide variety of wattage range, and the bulb I'm particularly using right now is a night bulb, but it's right here. It's from Zilla. It's called the Night Black Heat. It's supposed to go on at night, but I don't think it has much of a difference or effect on them. And this one in particular is 100 watt, and it is winter right now, so depending on how cold your house is or your room, or if the tank itself is near a window, you're going to want to have a heat lamp so they can have a heat source. And then I have one more heat source right here, and this is the heat pad, which you're not going to be able to see it, but you are going to be able to see the cord. That's made from ZoomEd. I'm sure if you're a reptile owner, you've definitely seen those before because they're pretty common. I just use that for this particular thing, and that's why they sit under it. And then, just for fun, I have this Exoterra night light lamp. This just has, it's not a UVB, and if you didn't know, leopard geckos don't require UVBs because they're nocturnal species, and they are active at night and asleep and hiding most of the day, unlike humans who are diurnal, who are active in the day and go to sleep at night. But I just added this here because I thought it was cool. It added some light for them. This isn't UVB, it's not very bright, it's only in one section of the tank. And at night when I go to bed to turn off the light, I just tap it from the top and it has this cool blue light right there. So I thought that was really cool. And this thing goes on with a sticky, but I didn't want to use the sticky because it's basically one-time use, and I clean the tanks every so often, so I just lean it on the ridge right here. So yeah, now we will get to food. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about food and diet for the leopard geckos. So what I primarily use are insects because leopard geckos are strictly insectivores, so there would be no point in feeding them anything else. So I have superworms here, which are basically a bigger version of mealworms. They the only difference really is they're bigger and they have a easier to digest exoskeleton. And my second thing that I feed them the most is are waxworms. So if you don't know what waxworms are, they turn into moths, but they're really high in fat. So for the winter, I think it's great because they have some more adipose in the winter to stay warmer. And these have to be refrigerated, but once you take them out, they'll start moving. Now, sometimes if I can find a smaller one, occasionally I'll give them a hornworm. Right now, these are meant for the beardies, that's why they're so big. But if I get one that's small and doesn't seem to be eating and seems to be on its final days, I will give it to them and they will gladly accept it. Cool. So now I'm going to do kind of a talk about the geckos themselves. Alright guys, so first I'm going to start off with my favorite one. This is the Murphy's patternless gecko right here. These are pretty uncommon, but luckily I found her in a pet store. What they are, they don't have any spots, except for this one has a little dot right there, which I thought was really cool because it's super unique. And what they have is a yellow body with a really distinct purple tail. And she's really feisty, so I'm going to let her go down. But those are pretty cool. They're pretty uncommon, and like I said, they're really cool looking when it comes to color. So now we'll get the male of the tank. There's only one male, everyone else is female. This one's named Spot. As you can see, he's sniffing me right now with his tongue. He is the one with all the spots. And this is, if you're wondering why they get the name leopard gecko, it's because of this. All their spots look like a leopard. And he's about 5 inches, really healthy. I think he's around 3 years old. They have little he has little claws, and if you look at his tail, really nice fat tail, pretty healthy, and has a little bit of purple and orange to him. So we'll just put him right. He spends most of his time in the hut because he sheds a lot. So now we'll get to Coral. The reason why I call her Coral is because her tail has weird spikes here and it looks like coral. But we got her. She was the last one in the pet store. No one wanted to buy her because she didn't have the best looking colors, but we wanted to give her a home, so she's been with us ever since. She has a pretty cool, unique tail. It's not like bumpy or anything, or has ridges, but it's just cool in general because it's like fat and then thin. And she wants to go back in, but she's like a dark brown color and pretty rustic and has little bumps on her head. Now I'll get to the youngest one. She does not like being handled at all, but she's really small. She's a lot younger than all these guys, and I'm not going to handle her, but I think I can get a okay shot of her. She's right in the back, if I can hide the reflection. Right there. She's just your standard leopard gecko, smallest. And that's, I don't really have a name, just call her Minnie, because she is the smallest. There's the tail right there. Really nice looking tail. And, yeah. So, thanks guys for watching this video. Thanks for your support. We're growing as a channel, and we're going to start doing more videos. Not just setups, but herping videos. And we're going to just show you what we find on our trips. So thank you guys so much for watching. Happy holidays. And subscribe for more content. Thank you.